Hi, I'm Ron with Amazing Mile Marker Stops, and today I'm going to show you how to set up and use a portable Rainman Watermaker. We've long wanted a water maker, but just couldn't justify the expense, at least not right now. But on our way south to Daytona, we ran out of water. We spent 2 days on the hook without any fresh water. So luckily we had bottled water to drink and cook with, and we just took buckets down and got the salt water to flush our toilets with. But that was kind of, cumbersome. So we decided it was time to get a water maker. And so we ordered the Rainman portable water maker. And it has arrived, and I'm gonna fire it up for the first time and see how it works. So the first thing you want to do when you prepare to use your water maker for the first time is you've got to get into this housing, which is held on by 2 Phillips head screws. Pull this cover off, and it exposes this cap. You're going to need to take that cap off, and then you're going to replace it with this cap. Now, as I understand it, the reason for that is the yellow cap is a breather cap. Allows air pressure to get into the oil container. I don't know. The red cap that we took off is for shipping. You want to save that cap in case you need to ship the unit or you're going to transport it yourself somewhere. That'll keep the oil from spilling out. Next, let's open up the RO or reverse osmosis unit. The RO unit comes in 3 sizes depending on your circumstances. The high output unit shown here, and then you also have an economy unit, which is the same length as the high output but only has 1 tube inside. Then you also have a compact unit, which is a little bit more than half the size of the high output unit. Both the compact and economy units do about 15 gallons per hour, where the high output does about 30 gallons per hour. Inside you'll find some brackets for mounting your RO unit, but since I'm going to keep mine portable, we'll just set those aside. Go ahead and pull the 3 hoses which are attached to your RO unit out of the case. Next, pull the plug out of the quick disconnect on your PSU or power supply unit. Set that plug aside as you'll want to use it when you store your PSU. Remove the intake hose from the storage pocket on the power supply unit and hook up the strainer to the disconnect coupling on the end of the intake hose. Then throw the strainer and the hose overboard. Then take the black high pressure hose that's connected to the RO unit and hook it to the quick disconnect on the power supply unit. Then take the green brine hose, which is also connected to your RO unit, and throw the other end overboard. This is the hose that your wastewater will come out of, so you'll want to keep it a little bit away from your intake hose. Finally, temporarily place the white freshwater hose overboard because you don't want water spilling all over your deck as soon as you turn the motor on. After making sure your power switch is in the off position, go ahead and plug the unit in. Check the pressure valve to make sure it's in the counterclockwise, which is open position. Now, if you're using your water maker in a saltwater environment like the Bahamas or the Keys, you don't need this flow meter. But if you're using it in brackish water environments like the ICW, then you'll need to stand up the flow meter so that you can use it for a reading later. All right, at this point, we are ready to start up the water maker and make some water. So let's turn her on and see what happens. As soon as you get a solid stream coming out of the green brine hose, then check the pressure gauge and make sure that the pressure is in the middle of the dark green, or not to exceed 58 bar or 800 psi. Adjust the pressure regulator valve as needed in order to achieve that reading. If you're in brackish or freshwater, then you need to do the additional step of checking the flow meter. You want to make sure that the flow rate does not exceed 37 gallons per hour or 140 liters per hour for the high output model, such as this one, or 18 gallons per hour or 70 liters per hour for the compact and economy models. If the flow rate does exceed those readings, then adjust the pressure regulator valve until you drop the flow rate to an acceptable reading. The first time you use your water maker, you should let fresh water flow through for about 30 minutes to clear out any impurities that are in the system. After that, each time you use it, let the fresh water run for a couple of minutes before you put it in your tank. All right, this should be fresh water. I hope so. You should always test the water by tasting it to make sure it's good before you put it in your tank. That's good water. I'm gonna put it in my tank. In our next video, we'll show you how to properly store and pickle your Rainman Watermaker. If you'd like to help us make more of these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's free to you, but helps us more than you know. And don't forget to check out the nation's largest free online travel guide for boaters, AmazingMileMarkerStops.com. If you would like to put a little fuel in our tank, you can support us on Patreon. And remember, don't just cruise.
Visit AmazingMileMarkerStops.com.